Hello, and welcome back to day 2 of Influence, the ripple effect of your voice. Yesterday was such a lovely, fun, and beautiful energy of flow and peacefulness. And that is exactly what we were discussing yesterday. Influere, meaning to flow in. And so many top high achieving performers, actors, athletes, they always talk about being in the flow state. And we are discovering that for you and for me. We are discovering how each one of us has the power to be in flow through our breath, through our thoughts, through our voice, and how we influence ourselves to manifest our greatest desires. So first, let's get started with a review. Yesterday, we spoke primarily about the inner voice. Today, we're going to focus on the outer voice. But yesterday, we talked about how the inner voice is either supporting you in the direction of your dreams, or the inner voice is producing critical, limiting beliefs that are based on fear and doubt and disbelief. And it's when those critical thoughts come in, that's our egoic mind. Remember, trying to protect us, trying to keep us safe where we are based on the information that it has about the beliefs we received from the outside world throughout our entire life. You have the free will to choose and decide that you desire something different for your life. And all you have to do is change your mind to change your voice. And we talked about moving up from needing life to be different, to wanting it to be different, to desiring it to be different, to then believing it to be different, and finally arriving at the knowing that life is different, knowing it to be different now. And that is the gateway for us to step in to this more extraordinary life for ourselves. And when you arrive in the knowing, you have certainty. And certainty feels so good. It brings about the calm. It brings about the confidence. And then from certainty, you're going to move into aligned thoughts, and thoughts on repeat produce new beliefs about yourself. And this is where the outer voice is going to enter the influence. I did a whole podcast episode on how your brain treats your voice as the most important sound, more important than any other sound, because it receives the input from your voice through multiple means. It receives your voice through the bone conduction. The sound is amplified through bone conduction inside of your skull. Your brain receives messages from your voice through the muscles and the tissues within your head and neck and body. Your brain receives the messages of your voice as it hears it through your eardrums also, while simultaneously your brain is producing the sound. And then coordinating all of the intricate muscles and the breath, then your brain is at the same time perceiving the sounds that it's receiving through all of those inputs. And that is why your brain treats your voice as the most important sound. And this is where modern science has been meeting up with the wisdom of ancient cultures. I love learning about ancient cultures and traditions, the rituals and the practices that are grounded in this earthly life that we're living. And they can really support you in manifesting your best life. Let's first talk about the I am. So, I am one of the most powerful uh, phrases in the universe. And it's because you are declaring in that moment, I am this. Remember that journey from needing something to be different to knowing and being certain that it is different. That is where those I am statements are going to come in and be so impactful for you on a daily basis. And in the Bible, there's the I am that I am. And for me and for many other thought leaders, we believe that there's actually some punctuation missing from the I am that I am in the Bible. I see it as a declarative statement, and I love to declare, I am that. I am. And that really helps me raise my vibration, declare it, decide in the moment for myself, and put those inputs into my brain by utilizing the power of our voice. If we're looking at ancient traditions, there was a lot of work with chanting or phonemes, and that's also reflects back to the I am because when we are sounding words out, every word is made up of different phonetic components, and the I am has the I am. And in ancient traditions of chanting, a lot of people, when they're meditating, they do the Om, Om. And so phonemes can be incredibly powerful ways for you to auto-suggest ideas to your brain and therefore impress upon your subconscious mind the new thought patterns and beliefs that you are deciding are the most beneficial for you as you're stepping forward into this next level identity. Then there are ancient traditions that use a lot of chanting. And I like to play around with affirmations sometimes and go in and out. I like to really give myself a lot of freedom when I'm utilizing my voice. And I've been in the world of classical music for so long, for in my entire life. And so I found myself putting myself in a box of being perfect, needing to be perfect, needing my voice to be perfect in all circumstances when I was singing and performing. And so now I try to break down those walls of perfection, break down the walls of needing things to sound a certain way, and give myself freedom with my voice to be silly, to be a little crazy, to not necessarily sing in tune, but to chant maybe. And so you could do, I am that I am. I am that I am. You could choose any pitch. It doesn't matter how high, how low, wherever feels comfortable. I like to honor whatever's coming out of my voice at the time. I consider that to be perfect for the moment. Ancient traditions, we can do a whole entire discussion just on ancient traditions and sound as a healing device for your body, both your body and your mind, and to also start to program in more healing, nurturing sounds. There's all kinds of ways through singing, chanting, meditating, doing affirmations, doing sound baths. There's so many beautiful ancient practices, and the ancient practices can help you to reduce the impacts of stress and worry. Did you know that your voice manifests all of your stress and worry into sound and into those frequencies and vibrations of sound? And I have experienced this firsthand for myself. I carry a lot of my tension and stress in my neck, in my shoulder, in my tongue, in my jaw, and they all impact the tone of my voice and then how it's received by others. And when I'm feeling good and when I'm feeling calm, then my voice is also more pleasant to listen to. And when I'm feeling a little bit rushed for time or a little bit pressed for something, then I notice that my tone can really take on an edge. And it also then has less air coming through the vocal folds. So then I get these little vocal fries at the ends of sentences. But when I can remove the stress and worry, and move into a state of peacefulness and calm, and everything's going to work out for me. And I take care of my voice and prepare. Before I even come on to my calls, I do some singing, I do some vocalizing, I play with my voice, and I let my voice be fully expressed before I come on because I want to have my voice be in a state of freedom. And as you get tired, or as you get worried or concerned, or even when the egoic mind comes in and starts to be the inner critic, instead of letting you be in influence, in flow with yourself, taking in the inspiration and then turning it around with a loving intention, when the inner critic starts to come in, that is when I find that then my voice reverts to the old patterns of stress and tension, and it gives a little bit more edge to the sound, or I try to speak lower, or I try to project way too loud and talk too long at a pushed and higher speed and pitch of tone. And so a lot of muscle is coming into the tone production, and that is all going to impact how people receive our voices. So we're going to go into stretches for you to do before you have important conversations, leading meetings, a conversation with your beloved, whom you care about deeply, conversation with your team, speaking up at a meeting, closing a deal. All of these, we want to be taking care of our voice because we know the strong impact that it has in how it influences our lived reality. So let's begin with a vagus nerve stretch. There are so many vagus nerve stretches. You can just search them online and you can find a lot of videos for this. You can do it seated, you can do it in the car, you can really do it anywhere. So you just want to sit with a nice elongated posture, and then you're going to take your hand and place it gently on the top of your head, and you're going to guide your ear over to one shoulder gently, always so gentle with your neck. And then you'll take your eyes and you're going to gaze up at a diagonal up to the ceiling. You can find a point where you can fix your gaze, and you're just going to stay there. You can stay there for 20 seconds or 3 breaths, whatever feels good. And if you feel that you need to yawn or you need to swallow, that's an excellent sign. That's a sign that your vagus nerve is getting the signal of rest and relaxation. So we'll switch to the other side. Put your hand on your head, gently tipping your ear over towards your shoulder. A beautiful stretch in your neck. Take your eyes up at a diagonal gaze. Fix your gaze there and just breathe. And let your mind be at ease. Nothing's more important than this moment. Great. And we're going to do one more on each side. Very good. And just pausing, Feel how nice it feels. And head back to center and your other hand, other direction. Eyes up at a diagonal gaze. And bring it back to center. Beautiful. And then you can just check in. Just feel perhaps a little bit of lightness, a little release from the shoulders and the neck. Maybe you're just feeling a little bit more buoyant. Okay. Then, before you're going to speak with other people, just doing silly things like giving yourself a massage. I like to do my massages before I apply my makeup for the day, but you can start behind your ears and you can start to press in behind your ears into little circles and then slide your fingers down behind your ears and just kind of dig into those muscles. Great. You can also put your fingers, one in front of the ear, at the top of the ear, and one behind, and press inward in little circles, and then move down quarter of an inch at a time, and keep doing that all the way till you find yourself towards the bottom of your ear. Love it. Great. And if you feel a little tightness underneath, that's okay. Just get your fingers in there and give it a little bit of extra love. And then while you're massaging your neck, you can take and really stretch out your face. And it's okay to have it look a little goofy. And remember, it's not about how we're looking in the moment when we're preparing. It's all about the impact of giving ourselves some self love. So don't be afraid. Roll your shoulders up and back. Very good. Now we're going to take our hands above our head and just do some sighs. Sighs are a great way for you to vocalize, get some air through your voice, and also to release anything that is ready to be released from the day. So your hands above your head, drink in a nice breath, and just sigh. Now, this time, each time I want you to go a little bit higher with your voice. And each time when you breathe, I want you to pretend that you're smelling something so beautiful. Maybe it's a beautiful flower. Maybe it's something fresh from the oven. Go ahead and take a nice breath in. I'm going to sigh a little higher. Ah. And one more will go even higher, okay? Smell something beautiful and ah. Great. Shake out your arms and wiggle around. Very good. So you can do simple things like these, like chewing a great big wad of gum, doing some lip trills. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do really anything. You can get crazy. You can let yourself be like a little kid again and just have a good time when you're getting your voice ready for important conversations. When we want to have influence on others, our outer voice needs to be in beautiful shape. It needs to be in congruence with our heart space, with who we believe we are as a loving human being who has great gifts to share with the world. And because your voice reflects your identity of who you are being in each moment, how can you influence your outer spoken voice? Well, those are the ways we just did. We prepared by getting some relaxation into our body, into our nervous system, telling our vagus nerve and our parasympathetic nervous system that we are relaxed and ready to go so that we can be our grandest version. The other way is to really to set some loving intentions before you speak. And I love Brendan Burchard. He talks about how every time he walks through a doorway, that is his anchor to set an intention for what he's about to do, who he's about to speak with. Every time you enter a room, thinking of the doorway as an opportunity to set loving intentions for how you're going to speak, how you would like to be received, your ideas to be received. And when you set loving intentions on a regular basis, you can really start to experience some dramatic shifts, not just in yourself, but you will start to see shifts in your outward experience with the people that you're talking to. You set loving intentions, and that's where your inner voice is nurturing your desire. It's speaking lovingly to you. And then, by your inner voice speaking lovely to you and about you, and setting a congruent message between your heart and your mind, and then it comes together into the beautiful vocal frequencies that then are traveling outward for the world to hear. One of the reflections that I have for you, an invitation, is to observe how you're speaking throughout the day. Your choice of words. What kind of words are you choosing? Are you choosing words that are, because that's always how you've spoken? Do you complain as a means of connecting with others? I know I did. When I moved from the Midwest to California, I found that I had left everything that was familiar and my support system and my friends and my family. And I left everything that was familiar and people that knew me and trusted me and knew who I was, knew my character. Okay. And when I moved to a new place that was more urban, I found myself retelling stories or just complaining about things as a means of connection. How many times do you walk in to uh, see somebody and the first thing is you complain about the traffic or you complain about something that just happened or the weather? Oh, it's so hot, as a means of having a talking point to connect with other people? Or do you do like I was doing, retelling stories of the bad things that had happened to me in my life in an effort for people to understand me? Or is it to receive attention? Or is it to receive some level of people supporting you because they know that you've been through some hard times? So we really want to isolate those kinds of behaviors of what kind of words are we selecting when we're speaking? Are we coming into complaining? And are we retelling old stories of the past in an effort to be understood or to receive attention? Because the stories we tell, are they keeping us stuck in the past, or are they telling the story of our future and the direction where we're going next? Or are your stories and conversations about the present moment? Are you, when you're in conversation with others, being wholly grateful for what you're experiencing now, for the interaction with them, for the gifts that they present you in your life? This was such a moment for me when I realized we always hear that statement, the present moment is a gift, but because the present is a gift, we can also think of it as the present is what you are presenting to yourself based on your past thoughts and spoken words. That's a cool opportunity. And that's why the now is so important. Are you ready to shift in order into speaking things into existence in the now in order to present your future self an improved reality? I think that's an exciting opportunity, and it all starts now. It starts with you deciding to shift and reprogram your subconscious mind with what you desire now. And you're going to release the need to know how it's going to happen or how these things you're desired, your dreams, how they're going to come to you. We just release the need to know, and we release the need to control how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. Your only job now is to love your desire so much that you become faithful to it like a lover. It's your new love affair. It's a love affair with yourself, of loving and falling so much in love with yourself and so much in love with your desired reality and your desired next level identity, that then when you think about your desire with love, and then if any negative thoughts begin to come into that inner voice, you can lovingly redirect those patterns of thought with adoration of a faithful lover, with reassurance, with the certainty. No, I decided. And when you tell yourself an old story, you find yourself slipping back into some habits that no longer align with the direction that you're headed now. You give yourself grace. Take a moment, take a breath, let it go like a balloon. Say, you know what? I used to believe that, but the truth is, I now believe. And then you fill in the blank with your now belief. And you really want to make it a fun game of curiosity, because when you have fun and you're curious, it takes a lot of the pressure off. It takes the blame and the shame and the feelings of regret or, oh gosh, there it is again. I can't seem to get past this. Move yourself into that place of curiosity where you're just like, well, who says? Who says that I can't do that? Who says that's not possible? Who says? Get curious. Where did that thought come from? Just acknowledge the thoughts as they come in, and they're going to come in. This is not just something you do once and then you're done with it. This is a new dedication of faithfulness to yourself, that you can and you are doing great things, that you are incredible, that you deserve to love yourself more and then to overflow that love. So we're going to release that negativity just as easily as we did yesterday when we were releasing that heavy energy from our throat chakra in the meditation, just in one breath. We just let it go, and we don't ruminate on it, and we don't try to discover more about where did that come from, we don't have to dig any longer. We can just decide in the moment, I let it go, and then recommit. Recommit yourself to that desire, to your next level identity, to your dream. It's easy. You have the power to change in this moment and in this moment and now and now and for as long as you desire that desire. And then as soon as you achieve that or you receive it, then your desire is going to shift. And then your identity will shift into another next level identity. We're going to move into 50 voice declarations now. I love affirmations, but now I just decided, okay, well, yes, I can affirm. And there's many ways to affirm. You can affirm with all different kinds of embodiment practices to really anchor them into your body. I love affirmations of all kinds. I collect affirmations. I create affirmations for myself every day. But these are going to be voice declarations because we are declaring it now. And then while we do each section, we're going to connect it with a physical gesture because we always want to be anchoring our voice deeply into our body so that our body and our cells are learning the new path that we're going in. You could also sing the declarations. You could chant the declarations just on one pitch. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am an extraordinary person. Like you could chant them just on one pitch. You could choose one affirmation or one declaration and just close down into meditation and repeat the same one over and over in a chanting, or move and dance around and sing and declare them. You could sit in front of a mirror and gaze into your own eyes to do the declarations. You could stand in an open body power position with your hands straight up above you and your legs spread wide, declaring your power and letting your body connect to the power. Or you can integrate affirmations and declarations into body midline crossing movements, or even do EFT tapping. So for today, we're going to do a combination of them for each little section of our declarations. And I invite you to echo after me. All right. So remember, your brain loves the sound of your voice most of all. So I'll speak it and then I'll give a moment for you to then speak it back and declare it out loud. Okay, here we go. My voice is my power. I am a one-of-a-kind expression in this world. I am confident. I am courageous. I am calm, centered, and grounded. I am relaxed and confident whenever I speak. I am a naturally gifted speaker. I am a powerful, inspiring communicator. I am a leader who leads by example. I am worthy of being heard. My voice is powerful. My voice is unique. Great. Now we'll do some midline crossing. So I just invite you to put your hands, just cup them together, and we're going to be drawing an infinity sign, an infinity sign. So down and around like and number 8 on its side. My voice is healthy, strong, and vibrant. My voice is always supported by my breath. My voice carries confidence and conviction. My voice naturally commands respect and attention. My voice is a beautiful expression of who I am. My voice rises above noise and distraction. My voice creates positive change whenever it is heard. Great. The next one that we'll move into is we are going to chant them. So I hope you join with me and just have fun. You don't have to match my pitch. I speak with confidence. I speak with clarity and purpose. I speak with passion and poise. I speak with loving intention. Great. And the next ones will keep going. I choose my words wisely. I express myself with authenticity and ease. Words flow effortlessly through me. My ideas are clear, valuable, and worth sharing. I trust the brilliance that comes through my voice. My body is open, relaxed, and free to express my voice. Great. And now we will do some just open body. So if you would like, you could stand while you do this. And we can put our hands in the radiant light mudra. Love this one. And then you just raise your hands up above your head. I naturally project my voice with confidence. I naturally exude confidence when I speak. I enjoy hearing the sound of my own voice. People enjoy listening to me. People respect my voice and value my perspective. My presence inspires confidence in others. I connect naturally and authentically with every audience. There is a powerful flow of energy between me and those I serve. My message reaches exactly those who need to hear it. My words have a lasting and meaningful impact. Fantastic. That feels so wonderful. And then one more set, and we're going to return to the tapping. But this time, we're going to do 3 taps around your ear for each statement, and then we're going to state your name as you tap around your right ear. So we're going to put in the input of the declaration that we are claiming. And then we're going to tap in our name because we are putting in new inputs on the left-hand side, and then we are affirming it with a true statement that our brain already believes to make it concrete. Okay? So I'll say my name, and you just speak your name as you're tapping around your right ear. So first you're going to start with your left ear, so you'll be a little opposite as me. I am honored and respected for my leadership. My name is Natascha Bach. I confidently support others through my words. My name is Natascha Bach. And the last set of affirmations will go back to doing tapping, but this time we're just going to use the front part of your arm and the back part of your fingers. All right, here we go. I'm honored and respected for my leadership. I confidently support others through my words. I build meaningful communities through the power of my voice. My courage to speak creates unlimited opportunities. I am seen, heard, and deeply received. I radiate confidence, wisdom, and authenticity. I honor myself every time I share my message. I honor others through the words I choose. My voice reflects the highest version of who I am. I am an extraordinary person. I do extraordinary things. I am an extraordinary person. I do extraordinary things. I am an extraordinary person. I do extraordinary things. Fantastic. Hope you're feeling as fabulous as I am feeling. Wow. So beautiful. I have some invitations for reflection today and also for embodiment. Because remember, we can learn things on the intellectual plane, but the real transformations are going to happen in our life when we move our knowledge into our body to truly embody the information that we are learning, that we are claiming, declaring, that we are stepping into. What is my inner voice communicating to me before my words are even spoken? Then, what identity is my voice revealing? And here is your prompt. Someone who believes blank. What identity is my voice revealing? Then the last invitation is to observe how you are speaking and the stories you are telling and the words you are choosing to speak. Because remember, you are pre-sending your future next level identity, your desired reality. You are pre-sending that every time you are speaking. Tomorrow, we're going to explore the relationship of the inner voice and the outer voice and how they influence your life and how your voice makes manifest all your desires. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow.